I want to personally thank you for coming out tonight. If it's for chapel credits, if it's because you have a heart for trafficking, or if it's just to do homework besides in the library, thank you for coming out, because what these girls have to say is very important. I've been blessed enough to be working for an organization downtown Abilene called Eternal Threads this semester, and I got to learn about these girls from them. These girls go to our school and started this right here, right under our feet, and they're changing the world today, and they want to invite you to get involved. To start us off, though, I want to introduce Linda Egle. She's the founder and director and boss of Eternal Threads, and she's going to come up and just share a little of her story, and then you're going to hear a little more stories throughout the night. Please just listen, let your hearts be open to hear what you have to say, and buy a bracelet afterwards. You'll figure out what that's about later. Linda?
Thank you, Ben. And thank you for inviting me to be here. I'm just going to talk for a very few minutes. I started Eternal Threads 10 years ago, and the reason I wanted to do it was to help women that live in poverty, help them have more income for their families so that they could have more nutrition and access to health care, and so that they could send their kids to school. And I started with a project in South India. I very quickly realized within a few short years that not only was I helping them with the food and nutrition and health care, but that income to women and to families in the developing world protects their children from being trafficked. And I have learned more and more about that as the years have gone by. I didn't start out to establish Eternal Threads to do anti-trafficking, but I realize now that everywhere in the world that we help women have income for their families, we are helping to prevent it, and that's a lot of what Eternal Threads does. I became directly involved with an anti-trafficking project in Nepal, thanks to Rachel Kohler, ACU student, who introduced me to a project in Nepal that works directly with preventing girls from being trafficked across the border into brothels in India. They're going to be talking more about this, so I'm not going to take that away from them. What I just wanted to say to you tonight is when I moved here 7 years ago. I had some reasons for coming. I was going to finish a master's degree in theology. Haven't had time for that. And there were several other reasons for coming. I had some friends who lived here. But the greatest thing that has happened for me and Eternal Threads is the passion of ACU students for what I'm doing and for what Eternal Threads is doing around the world. We have lots of people that come and volunteer and help us, and I really, really appreciate that for those of you that are here in the audience that have done that. Sometimes when I have nothing else to do, I watch Bobby Flay Throwdown. Does anybody know the Food Network? Anybody here watch the Food Network? Oh, good. Okay, I didn't think anybody did. So I'm going to give a throwdown here tonight. I know that ACU had the first chapter of IJM on their campus after Barry Haugen came here to speak several years ago. I would like to predict, and I would like to say that I would like in the next 2 or 3 years to see the ACU student body be the ones that help launch this Red Thread movement in an enormous way. These students have come up with an idea that is inspired by God. We know that. We talk about that a lot. And I think you'll see what just one person can do. But if all of you join them, it will be astounding what you will do. And I'm going to let them tell you what this project will do for our efforts in Nepal and possibly other places in the world. Right now, I just want to introduce Sahara Rana, who is a Nepalese student here at ACU. Maybe many of you know her. She'll be starting some graduate work really soon. But we're glad that she's still here in Abilene. She's joined us in this project and in this effort, and she's going to come and just talk to you a little bit about her country, about some of the reasons why young women and girls are trafficked in Nepal. So Sahara, come on up and share with them a little bit. Thank you all so much.
Hello, everybody. Well, let me start saying namaste. That's a greeting in Nepali. I'm just teaching some Nepali words to you all. Well, I'm really blessed to be here. and to share some cultural perspective. It's very important to know why some people in some culture are more vulnerable than some culture, they're different culture. I myself, I was born and raised in Nepal, and I'm very, one of the luckiest women in Nepal to be able to come to United States for higher education. And I'm the first generation in my family to go for higher education, and especially travel abroad by myself. When I look back, I don't know how I, gathered all my, strength and that peace and everything to come to Abilene. I don't know why, but I know it was because of God's plan. I'm here and I'm so happy to share cultural perspective. Nepal is a very small country. It's located between India and China. So many people doesn't know anything about Nepal, but some people might know a little bit about Kathmandu, that's the capital city of Nepal, or Mount Everest, that's the highest peak in the world. My culture, let's see, it's collectivistic culture. We share everything, food, everything. Sharing is caring, that's our motto. If you see me, I'll be sharing my food with my coworkers, my friends. I won't get offended if you don't eat, that's fine. Nepal is predominantly Hindu country because of various reasons. First of all, because of poverty. We had Maoist problems we have been having since past 15 years because of various reasons. Women, especially in far western region of Nepal, they're very vulnerable to sex trafficking, and it is really sad and depressing. They have never seen a radio, TV. They haven't heard anything about technology. They haven't even traveled by bus. They basically travel on foot. Sometimes to go to the bus station, they travel 2 days, and that's amazing. I mean, that's unbelievable for so many of us. Even though I was partly born in a small village town, and then I spent half of my life in Kathmandu city before I came here, God has given me so many experiences in my life that I could relate to people of remote villages in Nepal and also city and also here. This is totally different world. So I think there's a reason God gave me all the experiences. They are very poor, but they're very, they have a great heart, because if you go there, even though they're poor, they will share whatever meal they have. They may not have first of the week, they may have just 2 meals for a day. They will share you their finest meal, dishes they cook. And that kind of amazing heart they have. And it's such a blessing to have that kind of generosity. And the women, they're uneducated for some reason, because some of the parents, they think, oh, you're gonna get married one day anyways. Why do you need all kind of formal education? You're gonna go to somebody's house, be a mother, wife, daughter-in-law. What do you need? Or for some other reason, because they're poor and government, they haven't been able to provide schooling, with no cost. And there are some government initiated programs such as educating, up to at least 8th grade or until 10th grade. But so many people, they hadn't received those kind of opportunities. And the other reason is so many male, they got recruited by the Maoist people by, threats and force, because Maoists wanted to be more powerful against the government. So we have had a lot of internal political problems, and the women are now trying to provide for the family. They're trying to make sure their younger siblings are okay, take care of elderly parents. They're trying to do their best, and even though they don't have formal education, they want to do something for the family.